Customers of Kasikorn Bank are mainly Japanese companies and SMEs who Kasikorn Bank will provide them financial aid. Let's take a closer look at the specifics right now.
What about your customer of Kasikorn Bank? Which industry are most affected by the floods so far?
So far, if we dissect the size of the company, the company that got impact there would be mostly the one that is in the industrial estate would be the large companies.
For example, like what company or what industrial estates, for example?
For example, if we look in Rojana or in Bangkadi or in Saharatana Nakhon, mostly they are electronics and also some part of the auto parts. Those are the companies that got impacted based on their business operation would be stopped. Some of the machine has to be rebuilt, but a lot of those companies has insurance in terms of the business interruption and also industrial or risk insurance. The other groups of the company also SMEs who located nearby, not in the industrial estates by themselves. Those would be the company that got more impact. Most of the SMEs company they have insurance, but cover the fire rather than the industrial or risk. So I would say that probably by the middle of next month, we would see clearer picture of the total impact of the net lost or damage that need to be recovered. However, the number that we discussed earlier would be the worst case scenario. So the impact may be less than what we discussed earlier.
And how long it will take your customer to repair, to clean up the factory and start production again from now? How much longer?
I think we have to look into the sophistication of the factory or the business that they are in. If they are in the SMEs, I would say the SME probably has the higher speed of recovering than the big company because they are not that complicated. The machine that they can fix and rebuild it quite fast. But what they would need is the long-term loans and also working capital because some of the material that they had stocked in the past probably damaged. So they need money to rebuild and they need money to restock. However, for the bigger company, the technology would be more complicated. And also the company might not sure whether would they got flood again. So they probably recover but not 100% yet and wait and see how would it look like for next year.
I see. And how much money the Kasikorn Bank has set aside for lending to these customers?
We didn't put as a set aside because we would look at case by case and we believe that we can support the customer. The overall customers that in the industrial estates, the total loans for the whole banking industry is about 60 billion baht, which is about $2 billion in those areas. Not all of them would need loans because they have insurance which they can claim. So I think the number of loan needed by those big companies would be a lot less. However, for the SMEs, we look in them into two ways. If my company is in industrial estate, I need to recover, then the bank would provide loans. Even though if my company is not in those areas, but the big sponsor, or for example, if a company that buy products from me got flooded, so I cannot send my products to those companies, my company also has to stop. So we have the funding for both company that directly impact or stay inside of those flooded area, and also the company that not in those areas but also got impact because of the stop of the operation from the big company.
What about your cooperation with Japanese banks?
We actually start to discuss with the JBIC already,
Yes.
and we believe that there would the package for there would be two of the package for the Japanese community in Thailand and also Japanese related community in Thailand. The idea already formalized, and we already able to discuss with our customer probably at the end of the year or by early January next year.
What?
And
Well,
also we
yeah.
work with the regional banks. There are 6 of them that start to talk to the customers in Japan and start to have package that help customer both on the long term and working capital for the company.
What will be the interest rates and other terms?
Basically, for our own banks, for example, we try to give the much like a very cheap interest rates. Some of the corporates, some of them can be some of the programs can be 0%. Some of the program would be 4%.
Yes.
For the retail, also some of the program also 0%.
For how long? How many months? Usually.
Usually, roughly about 6 months. Basically, we look at this because those would be the flood relief. However, if we notice in the recovery, as I mentioned, some of the company would be able to come back and operate quite fast. So they would be able to produce and get income again.
Okay, thank you, Khun Songpon, for joining the program.
Thank you.
Follow Towards 2015 every Wednesday and Thursday from 10:30 to 11 p.m. on ASEAN TV. And you can also follow us online via Facebook only on ASEAN TV.